So welcome back to KOC 22 round 3 at West London for the F1 class. This is the first final, A1, with Michael Lee from Aldershot and TQ from Rob Baxter, Aidan, Gale and reigning champ Paul Ellis. That's the top four that the rest will be chasing. And let's get onto the grid for the start. There you go, Michael Lee's away with Rob Baxter giving chase, and Aidan Gale behind, looking pretty racy, and Paul Ellis dropping back a little bit. Not the best start from the reigning champ. Oh, and Aidan Gale looking at making a move on Rob Baxter there as they go round the sweeper into the D. Oh, lovely pace from Gale, but Michael Lee getting away at the front. I think he's won every single KSC race he's done, Michael Lee. So these two drivers behind, they look like they can hold the pace, but they're certainly going to need to up it a tiny little bit if they're going to get on terms with Mr. Lee. Rob Baxter looks like he's pulled a little bit of a gap on Aidan Gale there, but the young Eastbourne driver Aidan Gale has been threatening to hit the front and dominate this class for a little while, but he has the odd bit of bad luck, and let's see what happens. What happens here? Nice lines in the two of them. Well, they're already on a back marker there. I can't quite make out who that is, but nice driving, moving away to the side to let the faster drivers through. And it's Paul Ellis now who's the one who's looking racy, and all over the back of Aidan Gale as they come back through the infield, the tight twisties round the hairpin into this really tricky sweeper, tight back round in through the D, which is much harder. Oh, and Ellis is through on Gale. So lovely move there from Ellis, and Gale's looking like getting. Oh, and then a mistake from Ellis. A little bit too much curb, as we've said in a number of these races. The curbs here at West London can be harsh, and if you take them just wrong, they can flip you over, and that's exactly what happened to Paul Ellis. And frankly, he was a little lucky not to need to be marshalled there. The contact with Gale flipped him back on his roof. So Gale's now in front of Ellis and looking to and Ellis back through. Lovely nip and tuck from these two. Back marker moves aside, well played, and back through the D onto the start-finish straight. Little bit of a lead there for Ellis over Aidan Gale. Oh, and a mistake from Rob Baxter. So let's see how these three get together. Rob Baxter there looking a little bit oversteer. He's like he lost a little bit of grip after that mistake. Oh, and a flip from Paul Ellis. That's unusual. 2 mistakes in 2 laps there for the reigning champ Ellis. That's not often you see that. So he's got it all to do again with Aidan Gale away in front of him. About halfway through this race now, and Ellis and Gale are taking it to each other. They've been racing like this for some time in this championship, and it's just a little unfortunate this isn't right at the front, because and a little bit wheel-to-wheel contact, but they both came out of that okay. So Gale leading Ellis. This is for the final podium position in this first final, and these two I think are duking out at the top of the championship. We'll have a little look at the championship positions a bit later on. Ellis ran wide there out of the D onto the start-finish straight. That cost a great deal of time. He's looking to get it back through the twisty infield, but Gale's putting together a nice lap here and responding well to the pressure. Oh, and the back marker there flipping over the curbs and back into the infield. That possibly put off Ellis, who then got a little bit out of shape and then hit the curb on the D and got flipped. Another mistake by a back marker there, also needing marshalling. But all of that action has led to Gale catching Rob Baxter and looking to take the fight to the Aldershot man for second place. So let's see, with about a minute left to go, let's see if Gale can. Oh, he's certainly got the speed, hasn't he? Looking through the infield there, nice tight line. Flipping around here, and he'll be looking to get a good drive onto the straight. Yep, nice lines. But Baxter's car's quick, isn't it? So, big wide line there. So, let's see what happens here. We've dropped back a little bit. Whoa, that's a lot of oversteer from the red car. And there's the leader, Michael Lee, who is nearly a lap up on the field. If he keeps going at this rate, he'll lap the entire field. But it's Gale and Baxter we really want to be having a look at as we get into the last 30 or so seconds. Michael Lee looks like he's got this one in the bag, unless he makes a mistake. Oh, just out of picture there, I could see Rob Baxter. It looks like Aidan Gale and Paul Ellis are still behind. So let's see if we can catch them. There's Baxter, there's Gale. So it looks like the positions are as they were, and Gale's threat to Baxter has subsided as we head into the last few seconds of this F1 race here at KOC 22 round 3. Oh, a bit of curb there for Michael Lee. That's an unusual mistake, but this is a real display of top quality F1 driving from the Aldershot man. Cutting his way back through the field there as he's lapping the drivers. There go the bips, and the final is done, and there's the win for Michael Lee. So as the last few drivers come over the line, let's have a look at that result. It's a win for X-Ray's Michael Lee. Some good points there for Aldershot Club. 17 laps in 311 seconds. That's a convincing victory. You can see he lapped the entire field there, with Rob Baxter more or less a lap down from Aidan, Gale. 2 seconds gap between them in the end, but Aidan will be, I think, slightly disappointed that he didn't get one over on Baxter, and be looking to make amends in the second final. Paul Ellis there in 4th position, and a decent race from Darren Gale, who jumped up a couple of places ahead of Ben DeViso, and Jonathan Ellis, the younger Ellis driver, who'd be disappointed with that result. He's a better driver than that, Ellis, and he's been threatening to be at the front all season. So dropping back to 7th is not the best result for Jonathan, with Malcolm Norwood and Dave Michael bringing up the rear.